The desert wind carried more than dust across California in the late 1960s. It carried whispers, rumors of a man who promised freedom, who claimed to see the future, who drew in lost souls with nothing more than a stare and a tune strummed on a weathered guitar. His name was Charles Manson, and before the world knew his legacy of darkness, he was just another drifter, another forgotten face in America's endless tide of misfits. This is not just the story of one man. It is the story of how a generation's hunger for meaning was twisted into something unrecognizable. It is the story of how music, love, and rebellion turned into fear, control, and blood-stained nightmares. It is the story of the family. Charles Manson was born in 1934 in Cincinnati, Ohio. From the very beginning, life was chaos. His mother, still a teenager herself, spent more time chasing liquor than caring for her son. His father disappeared before he could even form memories. By the time he could walk, Manson was already learning one lesson that would shape his existence. The world could not be trusted. Abandoned, rejected, passed around from relative to relative, Manson grew up without the anchor of love. He discovered manipulation early, crying until he got what he wanted, lying when the truth gave him no power. School was no salvation. Teachers described him as cunning, restless, and impossible to control. By adolescence, petty theft had become his way of life. Prison would become the backdrop of his youth. From reform schools to federal lockups, Manson spent more time behind bars than outside them. But in confinement, he found something he lacked on the streets: an education and survival. Inside those cold walls, he studied people. He watched how inmates feared the strong and followed the confident. He learned that words could be weapons sharper than knives. And he discovered music, not just as sound, but as persuasion. With a guitar in his hands, Manson could charm even the hardest criminals into silence. By the mid-1960s, America was shifting. The Vietnam War raged overseas. At home, young people rejected the straight-laced culture of their parents. They sought peace, freedom, and love.